I'm John Barber, co-chair of the Friends of Lower Lake, and we're an all-volunteer program of the Doan Brook Watershed Partnership. We're in our third year now, and we have a number of volunteers who have come together Sunday after Sunday after Sunday to work in the watershed. And we learned from each other. We've removed tons, literally tons of invasive plants and replaced them with over 50 species of native plants.
I've come to understand more thoroughly how important it is to have native species to uphold the web of life native to this area. So, for instance, porcelain berry, I'm very attracted to the gorgeous berries. And I learned from working with this group that it was invasive and needed to be pulled out.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of invasive species that came here and took hold basically because of landscaping practices that bring in a lot of invasive species to the area, to people's gardens. Then from there it makes it into the river stream, and via birds or other animals it makes it into the park, and then it just multiplies. So you can see a lot, there's privet and buckthorn and lots of other plants like that, and it will be wonderful to be able to bring more of the diversity of the native plants to this area.
Initially, people are upset that you're taking away all their beloved English ivy, but ultimately they start understanding, at least most people do, that what we're doing is not denuding the park, but replacing the invasive species with something that will continue to provide habitat. Because if people still want this to harbor migratory birds and wildlife other than white-tailed deer, they need to have the whole ecosystem functioning properly. So unless we take care of this privet bush here and all the honeysuckle and the ivy, 20, 30 years from now, there might not be much left.
It's been so long where things were just let go. And, there are huge bare patches here where one of these species would have just crowded everything out, and you remove it, it's like, oh, it looks terrible. Look what comes up the next spring. Because the seed bank in the soil is there. There's seeds from homegrown plants for this region waiting their chance, and then pop. It's really amazing.
There's a reason where insect populations are plummeting around the planet and pollinators are dying off. It's not a huge mystery. It's because we're destroying the habitat and creating an environment which they have not evolved to live in.
Sometimes I feel like I'm an archaeologist at times, because when once you're working in here and you look down and say, oh wait, what's this? I just found something else. And after walking the park, I discovered that this was a man-made lake, and seeing that there used to be a mill, there used to be a boathouse, and then seeing all these steps around, kind of like it made me feel like we're forgetting about history. And so for me, I wanted to do something about that, about the restoring not just the natural habitat, but also what was already here, like in the 1920s.
The community is really supportive, interested, and we're spreading a lot of knowledge little by little. Definitely, people are curious as to what we're doing. They thank us all the time. Thank you, and the changes are becoming obvious in little pockets.
I never in a million years would have thought that what we had begun doing would have got us to this point. I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's really, we've got twice as many people as when I started.
And it's so cool because it's like the super friends, like who, we come upon a trail expert, it's like people have all these different things that they bring. We have people from the metro parks, people with experience with, GIS systems, and it's just really cool that we've made this connection like the Justice League, I really feel like as time goes on, more and more people will become aware of what we're doing. We'll be able to get them involved. And the idea is to just create a new way of thinking about our community and our public spaces and our private spaces. So hopefully as time goes on, what we're doing here will change what the next generation does and treats the land.
Yeah, I just enjoy just pulling out all the invasive vines because it's actually it's come across onto my property.
You know, everybody can make their own backyard into a sanctuary by introducing native plants.
I'm actually finding more time to do things like this than actually, dealing with electronics now.
We have neighbors, we have
Yeah,
kids, we
that's
want
pretty
them
good,
to enjoy
yeah.
a beautiful place. We want this place to be here for everybody. And, again, it's another cliche. It's a very patriotic thing to do. We're basically taking care of this neighborhood and making it better for everyone. And this is something that anybody can do. You don't need to have a lot of professional knowledge. You need gloves and you need the willing to be here, and we'll show you what to do.
The Eco Justice
Right.
League.
Oh, yeah. Rock and roll. Doan Brook. Doan Brook rocks.
Nice.